Hello, I'm Landry Jones, Conservation Grazing Specialist for MFA Incorporated. I work with producers to show them not only the environmental but also the economic benefits of utilizing conservation grazing management techniques. Today I thought I'd show folks the benefits of stockpiling fescue. You know, fescue can kind of get a bad rap in the spring and summer months due to the ill effects that it can have on our livestock. But really, it's a great forage to stockpile for winter utilization. You know, fescue has a waxy coating on its leaves that protects the plant and helps preserve the nutritional value so that we or the animals can utilize it in the winter months. Having a good fertility plan in place in the summer and fall months prior to that fall growth will help ensure success to having a good stand of fescue. And then also there's a few things that producers can do prior to utilization that will really help them out in estimating how much forage is out there and how long they can graze that standing fescue. You know, anytime that we can have those animals harvest that forage for us and we can keep the equipment in the shed, it's really beneficial economically to our operations. So today, I'll walk you through a few things that producers can do to help ensure success on utilizing stockpiled fescue. All right, so we're back out here on the farm, and you know, I took some steps in this late summer, early fall, put on about 200 pounds of 1717 on about 12 to 15 acres that I planned on stockpiling for fescue. We were dry. We did get some timely rains, but you know, didn't get quite the forage growth that we were hoping for, but still got some that can definitely utilize. You know, the good thing with this stockpiling, this fescue, is that it's really nutritious. You can, you know, kind of average on anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 pounds of forage per acre with this stockpiled fescue. But what is really key is the nutritional value. This stockpiled fescue, even up until January, February, depending on the weather events that we get, you know, this fescue can test out anywhere from 10 to 15% protein and 55 to low 60s TDN. So it's a great quality forage to help get those, you know, late gestation cows prior to calving, you know, put some body condition on and really utilize some good forage. When you look across the farm, though, it's kind of hard to tell just exactly how much fescue is out there. And so there's some tools out there that producers can use to help estimate that forage availability. And one of them is this Nrcs grazing stick. And essentially what it is just a ruler on one side. And then on the other three sides, it has some calculations and some tables to help estimate forage availability, utilization rates, tonnage per square inch, or excuse me, per inch of forage height, things like that. But it's a great tool. And so anyways, I took this and kind of just randomly came out and used this measuring stick to estimate forage height. And so when you do that, when you put it in the ground, you know, you want to make sure that you're not skewing the results. You're not picking areas that are thicker than others. And so you kind of just want to blindly do it. And so I just randomly kind of went out and wasn't really looking and just would stop and put the stick down. And you don't want to pull that forage up. You just kind of want to keep it how it lays. And so anyways, that gave me an average of about 7 inches of growth across this field. And so with that, I'm really able to utilize some equations on this grazing stick to estimate how much forage I have out there standing and how many days of grazing I can get out of that, as well as what size of paddock do I need to give these cows. This is my home farm, and so I plan on moving these cows every day. It's pretty easy, just walk out the back door and move them. And so that increases my utilization rate to about 75%. And so what I did was use this equation and use some tables that are on this stick, and some known values. So essentially, when I'm figuring out the acres in the paddock, or how big of a paddock I'm going to use, you need to know the daily intake, the number of head, and the grazing period. And so my daily intake for my cows was going to be 26 pounds of dry matter. I've got 13 head utilizing this farm, and my grazing period was going to be 1 day. So I'm going to move those cows every day. And then the other set of numbers that I need is going to be forage availability, or pounds per acre, which I estimated this to be a medium canopy, and give me about 400 pounds of dry matter per inch of vegetation height. And this is on the grazing stick. And then also I need to know utilization rate, which with everyday moves is going to be about 75% utilization. And so with that, that gave me 0.2 acres is what I need to allot these animals, these 1,300 pound dry cows, 0.2 acres. Well, I know that there is 43,560 square feet in an acre. And I know that the width of this field, how I'm going to utilize it with my waterer being there, I'm going to be moving north. The width of this field is 195 feet wide. So 43,560 square feet in an acre, and I need 0.2 acres. That gives me 8,712 square feet to utilize. Well, if I've got a width of 195 feet, that means that the length, or the allotment, the amount that I'm going to step off every day to give these cows, is going to be approximately 45 to 50 feet. Okay? So that's where I'm at. That's where my paddock size needs to be. Every day moves, I'm going to step off 50 feet and string a hot wire up across this field. So now I know my paddock size.